Hey guys, I know many of you were like me, sad, heartbroken, confused, disappointed when you heard that Andrew Yang dropped out of this race. It was a very, very sad moment. There's no denial of that. But I trust that Andrew Yang had made the right decision, given the circumstances. The final results of the primary were not better than at the moment when he declared suspending this campaign. So the final result came out, Andrew Yang is at 2.8%. I know some of you may question, why? Why now? When there's still hope. If you look at other people, Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, they were polling. The results were at the same level as Andrew Yang, but they didn't drop out. I had the same question at that moment when I heard his decision. But Andrew Yang said, I don't want to take people's money and time and support if I genuinely don't think that we can contend and win. That also makes this decision seem more natural and correct. I feel certainly that I'm disappointing a lot of people. It's very, very hard because a lot of people have invested their hopes and dreams in the future of this campaign. And it feels very difficult to put down the sword and shield. But on a personal level, no, it feels like the right thing to do for both the message and the movement. Then I started to understand better that Andrew Yang was making the right decision when he himself couldn't see the path to victory anymore. He just didn't want to waste people's time and money and support. He's such a genuinely kind person. He's running for the people, not for himself. He's been working so hard in the past 2 years. He couldn't get to see his family often. He's been fighting all these media blackouts and all these things against him. None of us can understand how hard it was for him. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but let's face it. What I would like to say though is, America, do you realize that what you have just done? You have just subtracted $1,000 a month from everyone's paycheck. Everyone, every month. America, you have just lost the opportunity to have the best ever president who is of the people, by the people, and for the people. I cannot say there is no disappointment. It was a heartbreaking moment. There's no denial of that. But like Andrew said, this is just the beginning. It's an ending, but it's also a beginning. Next time, when he comes, it will be completely different. He is going to shock the world with the support of Yang Gang. His policies are just so innovative. His freedom dividend, democracy dollars, and human-centered capitalism. His message, such as humanity first, not left, not right, but forward, are just way ahead of his time. But we know that next time when he comes back, the world will be ready. The development of automation and AI will have proven that Andrew Yang was completely right. He was just ahead of his time. We know that the following 4 years will be either far left or far right. Anything but forward. But we still have hope. Yang Gang will never give up. Yang Gang will show the world that who has the best ideas and who is best fit to serve the people and move our society forward. Andrew Yang said that he will do whatever he can to prevent Trump from being re-elected. But I'm afraid that it may be inevitable. The only possible path forward is to have Yang on the ticket as a VP with Bernie, Biden, Tulsi, or Amy at this point. Any of them plus Yang will be winning. However, I'm afraid that some of them would not consider Andrew Yang as the VP. So, we may still end up with another 4 years of Trump. And you see what Trump tweeted last night? A lot of Democrat drop-offs tonight. Very low political IQ. There were only 2 candidates dropping out last night, Andrew Yang and Michael Bennet. So that's not a lot by definition. That's number 1. And number 2, it should be political EQ, not IQ. To me, this election in a way is like an IQ test for American people. If we are dumb, then we deserve a dumb president. This was true 4 years ago, and I'm afraid it's still true today. But I certainly hope that Andrew Yang has made America think harder. And at least we have seen that 3 to 5% of people have been thinking harder now. And hopefully in 3 to 4 years, there will be 40 to 50% of people or more who think harder and choose the truly inspiring leader who is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Who brings new freedom to people and corruption and establish the 21st century measurement for our economy and build human-centered capitalism. Guys, the future is upon us. Let's stay strong together and build up the momentum in 4 years. This is one of the Yang Gan channels that emerged only because of Andrew Yang and his inspiring messages. It will continue to be here, like many other Yang Gan channels. In the past short 3 months, it has surged in the number of subscribers. Now it has over 3,000 subscribers, and yet it is still one of the smaller ones. For example, Patrick Kagi, Kai Watson, Zach and Matt Show, Nerds for Yang have way more followers. Imagine if we have 1,000 such channels, even just the size of this channel. We would potentially reach 200 million people. It's amazing. If you look at just this small channel in the past 3 months, it's already reached 221,000 unique viewers. So if you times 1,000, that's 220 million people right there. That is the impact Yang Gan can have. That is the kind of name recognition Andrew Yang would need to win presidency. He didn't win this time, mainly because of the lack of name recognition. But if Yang Gan stays strong, and we have many such channels that keeps sharing these brilliant ideas and speeches from Andrew Yang, then in a few years, in a short 3-4 years, we will have the kind of momentum. Andrew Yang will have that name recognition he needs. He will become a household name. And people will no longer think of him as a one-issue guy whose plan is unrealistic, like a gimmick. There will be no more question of how you're going to pay for it. People would say, hey, freedom dividend, that's awesome. It's a great idea. That should be rights of citizenship. And why didn't we have it 4 years ago? Guys, Andrew Yang has completely changed the way politics should be. This is just the beginning. This movement is the future of American politics. Andrew Yang has planted the seeds, which only needs time, water, and sunshine to grow, to thrive, to blossom, and multiply. Andrew Yang said he ran for president because he has seen the future and it's very dark. It is not something he's willing to accept, and nor should we. He has done the hard work, guys. The future is in our hands. I repeat, the future is in our hands.